Today I'm here at a property and this listing already had photos taken of it a while ago, actually about 6 months ago, and that was late winter, early spring, so I thought it could use a refresh. I found this listing on Zillow and I just reached out to the agent and offered her some free exterior photos because I'm still trying to get my name out in the area, and she happily agreed to this because it's a lot more green here now than it was when the other photographer was taking photos. And I'm definitely not trying to replace the original photographer's photos. I'm just trying to enhance it a little bit more and get a new perspective of it with the new season. So the one thing that I noticed when I was looking through these photos is, like I said, they were taken late winter, early spring. The fields are a little bit brown and the trees aren't as full as they could be. And the house can give off two completely different vibes in the two different seasons. So like I said, we're literally just trying to enhance it and make it look a little bit different. Now let's go get our equipment ready. I'm actually gonna give her some photos just with my camera and also drone, so I'm gonna show you guys both. So for the outside photos, I am just gonna put my tripod, I'm just gonna extend the legs pretty high, not how I would normally do it inside of a house, just like that. All right, I need to move my car and then we will get started on photos. So the first shot that I always get is just the hero shot. This is when you and your camera are just straight onto the house, and this one is usually the one that ends up on Zillow because it is required. So this house is kind of up on a hill, so I honestly don't know if this shot is gonna be the best. We might just end up doing the hero shot with the drone, but we'll just see how this one works out. So I'm just gonna see if the tripod is even tall enough for this. I think I might need to go up a little bit higher. Okay, that looks better. Okay, so this is the final shot. That's what that's gonna look like. And I feel like sometimes in real estate photography, you aren't completely in love with certain shots. Like I said, we are on a huge hill right here, so I think the drone is just gonna work a lot better, but we're just gonna take this anyways and see how it turns out. The next one is just a 45-degree angle from the side of the house over here, and then we'll do another one on the other side. Pretty much it's just at the corner of the house, and this house has a lot of acreage to it. I think we're on like 3 acres, so the drone is definitely going to get a lot more of the photo aspect to this, but the side yard is pretty big, so I'll show you how I'm going to do it. So over there was the front, and I just went right over here. So you can still see there's a little bit of the side yard and then a tiny bit of that backyard area. And again, because we are on a hill, I'm gonna go ahead and raise up my tripod a little bit more, kind of like how it was over at the front of the house. All right, this is what it's gonna look like when we take the photo. Now we'll head over to the other side. And here's the other 45-degree angle. We're getting this shed and the main house. And this is what it's gonna look like. We're gonna do like a backyard / porch area. So I'm gonna get this big shot of the backyard, and then we're gonna do one of the porch upstairs. And I think I would say just keep the tripod pretty tall throughout the whole exterior shoot. Before I actually get the last photo of the porch, you wanna make sure you do some sort of a detail shot, either just 1 or 2 of either the backyard or the house, like the front door, or for example, I saw a bench with a little garden around it, so I'm gonna get that real quick. This is the area that I wanted to get, so I'm gonna actually take my tripod and move it down just a little bit, and we're gonna zoom in. We're not gonna keep it at like the widest angle. I'm just gonna zoom in a little bit and we will see how that turns out. Okay, so my tripod is pretty low, and just to make this more of like a detail shot, I'm actually just gonna move my f-stop down just a little bit, maybe like right here, 5, so that it kind of focuses more on the bench itself, and we'll see how that turns out. And our last one before we do the drone is we're gonna do a shot of the porch just so the buyer would know what it would look like if you were just to be sitting out here. And from the last photos, it was pretty dull, so I'm so glad that it looks so pretty outside. The sky's blue and the grass is really green. So overall, we took 6 exterior photos just with our camera, so now we're gonna switch over to drone. So I'm just gonna be using my DJI Mini 4 Pro. Love this one. With the drone, there are a few photos that are pretty similar to the camera photos that we shot. We're gonna do a straight on shot, and then both of the sides, like the 45-degree angles on the right side and the left side. And then we're gonna go over the house and we're gonna look completely down with this little dial back here. We're gonna look completely down until it says 0 degrees. And I think it says 0. Oh, actually it says -90. So not 0, it says -90. Then after that shot, we're gonna do the backyard. And then usually I would do some sort of shot with like the neighborhood or the city that we're in. So we're pretty out in the country right now. So when I get into town, I know there's like a cute little downtown, so I'll just get a quick shot of that. All right, we're gonna go ahead and get started. So I'm gonna go ahead and find the front of the house. Kind of like where we were at the beginning where I couldn't get that straight on shot. Okay, this one looks a lot better, so I'm gonna go ahead and take this one. Then I flew over here, we're gonna get this 45-degree angle. And then we're gonna fly over to the other side and get that angle. Okay, so we're on the other side, and I might just go a little bit further back and a little bit more up so you can see this building over here. And I'm just gonna edit my car out later. For now it's fine, but that looks pretty good. And the next one I'm gonna do is the one where you're looking directly down on top of the house. So I'm just gonna fly right above it. And look completely down at it. And hover just right above the house and then go up like that. So we're gonna get this shot. That looks good. And then from here, I'm just gonna turn around just like this so we can get the backyard. I think something like this is gonna be perfect because you can see all of the land in here. All right, we are done. So we're gonna go ahead and land it. So that's it for this shoot. I feel like we gave the property a nice and new refresh, especially with the changing seasons coming up. I think it'll be really beneficial to just have a bunch of green landscape around, a nice blue sky with some clouds. And it's the same house, but I feel like it gives off a completely new and different first impression to a buyer. If they were to buy it in the winter, they would see how it looks like in the summer. And retakes aren't about replacing the original photographer's work. They're about adding new perspective and showing what the full potential would be to a buyer. If you're a photographer looking to grow your real estate media business or to start one, this is exactly what we do. We have a coaching program where you get a coach. There are so many students out there who are doing it all over the world, and the community is incredible. We're always cheering each other on, and there are so many opportunities to grow. So I'm gonna actually drop the description to where you can book a call with one of our coaches to talk about if this is something that's gonna be a good match for you. Thanks for coming to this shoot with me, and I'll see you on the next one.